All right, welcome back to the Roast It Yourself podcast, brought to you by Coffee Bean Corral and Current Crop Roasting Shop. I'm Stephen Burnett from Catherine Mansell from Coffee Bean Corral in Jackson, Mississippi, and with me is the aforementioned Catherine Mansell, certified Q grader and director of Current Crop Roasting Shop in New Orleans, Louisiana. Catherine, what's going on today? How are you?
It's raining and I love it. We needed it. New Orleans needed some rain and we are getting it. It's been a nice rainy day, which means I get to taste coffee all day.
Oh, that's amazing. Don't even
Yeah,
have to go outside as an excuse not to.
right.
And for you internet sleuths, now you can figure out what day we're recording this. Each week, we set aside about 10 minutes to field questions from home coffee roasters and professionals alike about roasting, tasting, and most importantly, enjoying coffee. You can send your questions to questions@riypod.com. That is questions@riypod.com. Also in the show notes to get a nice shout out from us in an upcoming episode, and of course, to get your question answered. This week, we've got a question from a friend of Coffee Bean Corral and a longtime listener, Lynn, who writes, "Hi, I've been roasting for a bunch of years, and I currently am using a Fresh Roast SR800. I used to buy my beans from a company local to where I live in the Pacific Northwest, but they've gone out of business, and so I started buying my beans from Coffee Bean Corral. Thanks very much, Lynn." The big difference that I'm noticing is the lack of roasting tips, either on the packaging or on the website, for the kind of coffee bean. The other place where I used to buy my beans gave tips on the kinds of flavors at what stage of the roast. And while, of course, I know it's not exact, it gave me an idea of what I was aiming for. I didn't see the same level of tips at CBC, so I've been experimenting with different types of coffee. So far, none match up to the Bali Quintamani, which is my favorite. And if you don't know why that's funny to me personally, you should listen to the last episode, episode 14, because it's also one of my favorites, but apparently it is a controversial opinion. So go back and listen to 14 if you haven't yet. But I'm pretty sure that there are beans out there where I can extract fruity flavors, other beans out there I can extract fruity flavors, but I simply don't know how to roast them. Any thought on publishing tips specific to the type of bean? Okay, thank you very much, Lynn. Really appreciate the question, and it's one we get a lot. I mean, this is not the first time we've heard this one, and it's not for a lack of care or a lack of trying or anything like that or effort to do this. We have a couple of reasons we'll go over for why we kind of keep it sparse on the info there. But Catherine, first I'm going to kick it to you. What do you have to say about this question?
Sure. Well, first of all, I completely understand the question in general. And when I was still on site at Coffee Bean Corral, it was a question that we got a lot. But a couple of different reasons why we don't post it. Not everybody's using the same equipment. So if we post a guide on how to roast a specific bean, it'll only work for a few people. So lots of people are roasting in a pan or a popcorn popper, air roasters, drum roasters, small capacity, large capacity. So that would take a little bit more work to create a guide for each individual way to roast coffee. But we've always said that we have really high quality beans and the cupping notes come from medium roast. And then the person who's buying it gets to kind of experiment and see what they're going to do. If I roast a coffee one way and publish that is the way to roast coffee, there are a lot of other people with differing opinions and different attributes, flavor notes that they're trying to bring out of certain coffees. So to stick with just one is really shutting out a lot of other factors. I would, to kind of meet in the middle, maybe we could do what notes come out of this coffee as a light roast, what notes come out as a medium roast, like the cupping notes, and then what you'll bring out in a darker roast. I think that's a good medium to where you could kind of see, if you're a light roast person, what it would taste like if you roasted it light without getting too incredibly specific on how. That's
Yeah, well, I think that's right. And the other thing about this too is, we we humans want to simplify. We want to make things really easy and repeatable and plug and play. And a medium roast, if you achieve a medium roast color, for example, and you do that in 6 minutes versus you achieve that same exact color in 12 minutes, you've got a totally different cup of coffee on your hands there. So even the idea of like, oh, at a medium you get this, it depends on how you got that medium. There's so
Right.
many factors, there are literally from the plant all the way to the last drop from your brewer. There are so many variables that change how the coffee tastes,
Yeah.
and so we do post the notes, and those are based on that medium roast. And we if you do a medium, it's going to be a little bit different than that. But yeah, to me, that's the big thing is people tend to, when they get a set of instructions, they tend to zero in on those instructions and go, well,
Right.
okay, I'm going to roast it exactly that way. That's the right way to roast it.
Sure.
Or they go, oh, I wouldn't like that coffee based on, because I like dark roast, so I don't like
Right.
a medium roast, right?
Yeah.
And so they self-select out of trying these new coffees, and so the fact that we do leave this more sparse, I think gets people doing what you said you do, which is you experiment with new things, you try new things. Now, there is something we can say about some general rules in roasting. Like, for example, as you indicated, if you're going for like a fruitier flavor in coffee, you're not going to find that at the dark roast end of the spectrum. You're going to mute that out.
Yeah.
And if you want to harness that, and that's for any coffee. I mean, there's some that are more fruitier than others at the dark end of the spectrum. But if you want to I want the fruitiest cup I can get out of this bean.
Yeah.
Well, already I'm not going dark with it. I'm going to be in that light to medium range.
Mhm.
And something else, if you want something a little poppier, something with more acidity, more of that kind of like, kind of smack you in the face and wake you up in the morning kind of thing, you're going to do that in a shorter roast time as opposed to a longer roast time. That
Yeah.
gives you more of that acidity.
Yeah.
So there are some general rules, but they're general rules that don't apply so much to this bean or that bean. They apply to what attributes are you trying to bring out of that bean.
Yeah.
There are coffee beans that just don't have a fruity attribute. So you can follow all of the fruity attribute rules and not get anything because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
can absolutely get a coffee that has those attributes and either mute them or bring them to the fore just by how you roast. And so I mean, that's why we're doing this. For one thing, we want to provide answers to these questions and kind of further the conversation with people that want to learn roasting in a really holistic way, so that you can sit down and go, okay, I know if I want to bring these flavors out, here's some things I can do, some strategies I can do to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would say about that. And
Well, just for Lynn, if you are struggling bringing out fruity notes and everything that you're trying really just isn't bringing out what you want, Current Crop focuses on the fresh roast, and we have internal guides for different roast levels. So if you're struggling and you really need some one-on-one help, please reach out to me, and we can kind of work together to really bring out what you're looking for in that specific coffee.
that's right. You just call Current Crop and ask for Catherine, or your email. Put your email in the show notes. That's okay.
Sure.
And you can get those questions there. And so yeah, so there's that. Well, Lynn, I hope that was a helpful answer. We want to be as much of a resource as we possibly can to our customers, to our listeners, and happy to answer the question. And if you have any specific questions about a coffee, yeah, reach out to Catherine, reach out to me at Coffee Bean Corral. We'll be happy to work that through with you. But in all of this discussion, I think it's on the top of my head. I know we left something out,
Yeah.
Catherine. I don't know what it is, but I know it's like I feel it.
It's
It's kind of like the
something.
little
Yeah,
get
it's right here.
something. So
Yeah.
yeah. So if we did, and you know that we did, listener, then please let us know what we left out. Get into the comment section, fill them out. Tell us where we dropped the ball. This obvious thing that you think we should have included, because there's obviously a lot to say about this question. But yeah, definitely do that. Also, like and share this with other people. We really appreciate when you do that. It helps us grow. It helps spread coffee roasting as a hobby, and as like this hobby has a way of becoming a side business, which has a way of becoming like
So
a whole
fast.
career so fast. But the
Yeah.
number of people that I said, like, it just took off on me. It just got
Yeah.
away from me,
Yeah.
And that one minute they're trying to see if they can scrape together enough money to buy a real coffee roaster, and the next minute they're like trying to upgrade to like 6 or 10 kilo. It's crazy how that happens. But
Right. Yeah.
we want to spread this around. We enjoy it. We enjoy the heck out of it. So definitely share that with your friends and your family. We're excited to watch this grow, and we can't do that without you. We also can't do that without our audio visual wizard, which you will never visualize because he's not in this on the camera here. But Josh Santmeyer, graphic designer Jatavian Walker, thank you both for what you do every week to make this a reality. And remember, you can send your questions. We'd love if you would to questions@riypod.com, and we'll get those answers to you as quick as we can. Otherwise, have a great day.
Have a great day. Thanks.